My favorite movie of his definitely is Leaving Las Vegas. I watched that. I felt like that's kind of like a masterclass in acting. Like he just does, he does it better than anyone I've seen. And it's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, I was talking a lot about it with the director as well, and he was saying like, Nick is kind of one of the only people who does anything new in acting, where like he's going so expressionistic. It's like a whole different kind of acting. And that's been inspiring to see, like, growing up, just watching him make all these choices and going all the way in on like everything he was doing in completely different ways. And also just, there's like a video of him online that's Nick Cage screaming in every movie or something. And I used to watch that a lot because it's iconic. Like, it doesn't get better than the screaming. I just love seeing it. Yeah. When I read it the first time, it came off like a real like black comedy, like Charlie Kaufman kind of writing, like very funny, but also with a lot of really serious kind of like family interpersonal relationship stuff that they were looking at, that I thought for me personally in my life was very relatable. But I also think it's really relatable to a lot of people, like having, you know, struggles with, for Nick's character, struggles with like, you know, how do you put work first and still put yourself first and still put your kids first, and how do you be the best in all those spheres as possible. And then like for me, I feel like it's a very weird position to be in, to have your parents be kind of automatically cooler than you. And that's very much the relationship I think that Addie has with her parents, where it's like, you know, how do you can't get cooler than Nick Cage. And then when you're a teenager, you think you're the coolest as well, but you still want to impress your dad, and he wants to impress you, but there's like kind of that butting of heads. And I feel like that's what really was interesting to me about the story, was how real it was. But at the same time, all these really absurdist elements came in that I thought was so interesting, like the kidnapping and all the stuff with Harvey, and then like the classic bromance. I thought that was lovely, and seeing how like male friendships can benefit from being creative together and being like really loving together. I thought that was really cool. So all in all, I just thought it was so funny, but also very touching. And you know, I don't like anything that's straight down the middle one way. So I thought it was very cool that they could do all the different sides. It's been amazing. They're the coolest. They're very, very nice and very smart and very funny. And Tom, I'd seen his that awkward moment. I'd seen that already, and I thought he was hilarious. And he, when I first Skyped with him, he was in Croatia shooting, and I was in New York. And he was saying like this, it really came off that this was something that he really cared about and wanted to make happen, and that he was doing a lot to make sure that this happened. And that I thought was very cool, that he clearly really cared about the thing that he'd made and cared about all the actors and that they were having a good time. And they've been great. They've been texting me when I'm at the hotel, like making sure I'm okay, and calling me to discuss the character. It's been really cool working with someone who I feel like really cares, and knows so much about the universe that he's made. So any question I have, I can ask them and they'll know exactly what to say. That's very cool. And it was really touching to see her relationship with her dad kind of go through this arc where it starts out, he's a complete lost cause to her. She has no expectations, only a negative expectation of him. And then he really proves himself. And despite all his shortcomings, it's not that he's a bad person, it's just that he couldn't be for her what she really needed. And he shows up right when he's supposed to and really kind of saves the day. In literally, and then also just in terms of their relationship. And I love the last scene, the moments where it really shows that he's changed, and he wants to see what she loves and what's meaningful to her, and wants to have these intimate moments with her, that aren't self-serving, that will only serve to be good memories for his daughter instead. My favorite scene to do with him, um, for personal reasons, because it was so nice to just hang out with him, was the final scene where we're watching Paddington 2. Because there were a lot of downtime moments as well where we got to kind of chat and talk about movies, and I could ask him questions about his life, and he was very forthcoming with answers and ready to have a little conversation. We had a lot of laughs. But acting-wise, the best, I think the most rewarding scene for me was the really cathartic dinner table scene, because I've never worked with another actor who was so present, like in every single take, even if the camera wasn't on him, he was completely present with the emotion, and it was so easy to play off him, and made me feel like we were really having an authentic moment. I mean, it's the ultimate Nick Cage movie, I think. Like, if you're a Nick Cage fan, it has literally everything that you could want. A lot of references, outfits from past movies, and it shows a completely different side of Nick. I think audiences in general will really like that it also shows a less glamorous side of the industry, where it shows how relationships can really be affected by having a career in the industry. But I think also it's an adventure comedy. It's very fun. It's real as well. But at the same time, like, it's so absurd. There's so much going on. There's something, I think, for everyone to get out of it.